Hi, this is Lisa Berganza, and I want to talk to you today about a major concern that just about everybody who calls me after receiving an SEC subpoena has, and that's how on earth am I going to pay for this? So I want to talk to you today about two ways that you might be able to get help paying attorney's fees to respond to a subpoena. Now, both of these are specific to you receiving a subpoena in conjunction with work that you have done for a company. It could be a former employer, it could be a current employer, it could be a company that you're serving as director for. So I want to be clear that, that's what I'm talking about. The first way that you may be able to get help in paying for an attorney to represent you in responding to a subpoena is through a director and officer insurance policy. Now, that requires that you qualify as a director, officer, or some other person who is covered under an insurance policy. That is worth contacting your company in order to see if they have that type of policy or any other type of policy that may cover attorney's fees for you in responding to the subpoena. The second way that you can get help in paying attorney's fees to respond to a subpoena is when a company has an obligation to indemnify its employees for those kinds of expenses. Now, that obligation to indemnify could be statutory, could be a state statute that requires it, and it could just be something that the company has in its bylaws. So it is worthwhile to contact your company or your former company if you get a subpoena and inquire about whether you are entitled to indemnification. This only applies if you are responding to a subpoena that is targeted at the company's behavior. It's important to remember that this would not apply if the subpoena is in conjunction with an investigation into just your conduct. If it doesn't involve your conduct as an employee or as an officer or as a director of a company. But there are many times that people receive those types of subpoenas relating to their activity as an employee, officer, or director. And in those cases, you should contact the company to determine whether you might get help in paying for an attorney. One thing to remember is that you want an attorney who will represent you, not someone who is just providing you with advice while not representing you. And I raise that because a lot of people rely on the attorney for the company. And attorneys for companies are generally very clear when they say, we represent the company, not the employees, not any individual we might be talking to. And take that very seriously because when they say it, they mean it. If you receive a subpoena, it's important to not panic and to reach out to an attorney and then talk about these kinds of ways that you might be able to get help in paying attorney's fees. Thank you.